Say a woman was pulled behind a concrete wall in broad daylight in downtown Louisville and raped. The suspect, a mentally ill homeless man, very familiar to police.
Tonight, WDRB Investigates begins a two-part series on the sickness in the system, holes in the law when it comes to mentally ill defendants. This concrete wall with bushes on top sits near the corner of 1st and Jefferson, across from a closed police substation where the signs still linger. It's loud here, busy, feet from an I-65 exit where the traffic pours into the heart of Louisville. And on a hot summer day in August,
all right, sir, you are here charged with a criminal offense, therefore.
During the rush from the morning commute, police say this wall provided the cover for Travis Hall's attack.
You are charged here today with rape in the 1st degree and sexual abuse in the 1st degree.
I just pled guilty to it. I was nobody take it.
We're going to enter your plea. We're going to enter your plea of not guilty today.
I'm talking about murdering everybody in here. I am the Texas Chainsaw Master.
So, sir, we're going to enter your plea of not guilty. We'll appoint the police
I got a crew right here because I have a tires
You
built
can
off
go
this
ahead and take him back.
foundation. It says Texas Chainsaw Massacre, if you don't.
Hall suffers from mental illness, arrested dozens of times in Louisville, and the red flags for rape were in those court records. In the last 2 years, we found police cited Hall for groping, flashing, slapping, chasing, and shouting at least 5 different women, all within a few blocks of this spot downtown.
I didn't think it would happen to me like that in broad daylight, leaving work.
Caitlin Purdon was one of those women. January 2021. She says Hall followed her to her car and blocked her from closing the door.
That was when he grabbed me from the back of my head and he kissed me here. And then from that moment, I realized he was pulling down his pants and I kicked him with my left foot, which was closest to him. And I think he tripped because his pants were down.
So how was he free?
He was found incompetent to stand trial on a slew of cases. That voting was on 12/14 of 2022.
Judge Stephanie Burke signed that order following the diagnosis of a state psychiatrist. She would not talk to us about Hall or any pending cases, but she did address holes in the system.
It's no secret. We kind of have a crisis.
As a member of the Kentucky Judicial Commission on Mental Health.
Unfortunately, it seems that most of our solutions are temporary solutions, outpatient options and short-term options. We don't have a lot of long-term options, and unfortunately, when you have a serious mental illness, it's forever.
Being found mentally incompetent stops prosecution. It basically wipes away the case. But it doesn't guarantee psychiatric treatment, because those deemed incompetent to aid in their defense are then sent to a hospital for another evaluation to determine if they're a danger. And if they're stable at that moment or won't benefit from treatment, by law, doctors can release them. People are getting to the hospital and being put right back on the street.
Correct.
And then winding right back in jail.
Yes.
Hall had new charges 6 months after he was found incompetent.
It definitely didn't have to happen.
2 months later, he was charged with rape.
I think it's just anger. It's anger with the system. It seems like there's a loophole, right, in the system.
Hall is not an isolated case. WDRB has reported on the problem for years. The Kentucky State Legislature tried to close the loophole with the Cain Madden law.
He has a history of aggression with peers and staff. He has broken noses, blackened eyes, threatening to rape and kill his sisters.
Like Hall, Madden had a long criminal rap sheet before he was charged with the beating and rape of an 8-year-old girl in 2019. He was found incompetent to stand trial.
Case will eventually be dismissed.
After our extensive reporting, the legislature amended the statute on the last day of the session in 2021.
This bill would close the crack. It would get people the help they need.
The new law created a pathway for mandated indefinite hospitalization when a defendant is ruled incompetent to stand trial. But it didn't apply to Hall because his misdemeanor charges prior to rape weren't serious enough to rise to the Madden level of involuntary commitment. That's only for high-level felonies.
You don't want to wait till they become dangerous.
Burke and that commission she sits on are working to revise mental health legislation again, to include new parameters to allow hospitalization of those who have a documented history of serious mental illness and are shown to be in a state of psychiatric deterioration.
We know exactly who they are. We have to be able to hospitalize when necessary. You will avoid them becoming a danger, and it is not rocket science.
For Purdon, that change can't come soon enough.
And I feel for that woman.
Fearing without it, more people like Hall can find walls and fall through the cracks.
I'm talking about murdering everybody in here. I am the Texas Chainsaw Master. Man, my God.
I also don't think that when you're being told that someone is mentally incompetent to stand trial and you're seeing this history, that you wait to see what they do until you decide to lock them up.
And follow along for part 2 of our story tomorrow. We found Louisville police keep taking Hall to jail over in southern Indiana. In fact, he was released from jail there just 3 days before the rape case. So we're going to tell you about a case that's been pending in Jeffersonville for 3 years.
I hate more than words can say what's happened.
Plus, mental health experts are weighing in on some more tangible solutions to this crisis. Where is the line between compassion in the justice system and public safety? That's tomorrow on WDRB News at 5.